one final video. Are you ready for $20 a day, 24-hour period, silver? You hear anything? Do you hear anything? No? Wife doesn't hear nothing. I said, are you ready for $20 a day silver? Yeah. You remember that movie, Nutty Professor? Where he goes into the comedy club? Should I get him? Yeah. You got me. I said, should I get him? Oh, I didn't get you yet. Yeah. You ain't seen $20 a day moves in silver yet. Get ready. I meant to read you this earlier. From Bix Weir. Now you know he knows Cliff High and the Webbot. He's also the Road to Ruta guy. Now, his first statement is, Zero Hedge just posted some startling news. The CME Group has upped margin requirements to 100%. 100%. Ensuring the total destruction of all small and medium-sized participants in the market come Monday morning. This is basically what my first video I explained. Unless this is some kind of mistake, Cliff High's prediction of the rich riots may hit soon after the COMEX destruction. This is why I have told you to stay out of their system, the paper system. They can and will change the rules to save their own hides at any time. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I told you that myself. The only way to survive is with physical gold and silver in your possession. Close your eyes to the price of gold and silver over the next few days / maybe weeks. Close your eyes. Does that sound like silver's going to go up or down? That sounds like silver's going to go down. And gold. Close your eyes to the price of gold and silver over the next few days and or weeks. Correct. Why? Because of what the CME Group just did again. It's their final tool out of the toolbox. As I mentioned before, they can only up the margin increases so high. Now they're at 100%. Now what? Now what? Are they going to be allowed to go to 110? This is it. So he says anything can happen. Clearly, the pending charges against J.P. Morgan for silver manipulation have hit a nerve with the banking cabal. Buckle up, my friends. Our road is about to get a little bumpy. At the same time, we all know where gold and silver is going to go up after this little rocky period. And it's going to shock even the Bozo Beast. Bozo Beast will be shocked. He might even die. The shock might be so great when he sees these massive moves in silver. He calls these $20 moves that are coming utter nonsense. It'll never happen. He laughs and he can't take it. It's going to shock the life out of him. So he replies back again, Bix Weir, and says, for clarity, the COMEX change is raising the maintenance margin to 100% of the initial spec margin. To clarify, the effect, according to Zero Hedge, is, quote, which means that by the close of business Monday, millions of options and futures holders will be forced to deposit billions of dollars in additional capital to the CME Group, basically, just so that they are not found to be margin deficient and thus receive a margin call. Naturally, since it is very unlikely that this incremental amount of liquidity can be easily procured in one business day, we anticipate the issuance of hundreds of thousands of margin calls on Monday alone, followed by forced liquidations of margin accounts across America and the world. What does that mean? The CME Group says close of Friday. By Monday, you guys need to be compliant with our new margin fees hikes. on Monday. If you're not by Monday, your account's going to get liquidated anyways. So everyone has the option to scramble for more cash, however you need to get it, to put into your futures contract, brokerage account, whatever, margin fee, to put the amount that we just said is necessary now across the board, across all commodities. So if you were in silver, and I had some corn contracts, I had some wheat contracts, some coffee, some beans, right, my little portfolio, I'm spread out. None of these other things saw margin increases. It was just silver. Now all of them have margin increases. So each one of these contracts that some of these speculators may have on their, quote, portfolio, nice good spread, margin increase, margin increase, margin increase, margin increase, margin increase. All of your accounts, margin increase. You got that kind of cash laying around all of a sudden, and can you come up with it? We know today's Friday, late night, and you're probably sleeping, but Saturday morning when you wake up, you'll read this. So that leaves Sunday and then Monday. Banks are closed. You're not going to get any funding. You're not going to get a loan. You're not going to get anything to come up with the extra cash needed to meet the CME Group's satisfaction with their margin increase. So Monday, you got to be in compliance. Good luck getting the money to be in compliance, is what they just said. So, was old J Snip 4's move on selling a little bit of his silver anyways, a good move or a bad move? I think I'm going to tell you, watch the markets. Do you remember the Legatus meeting that took place and ended on the 23rd? Monday morning was the 24th, right? This seemed like a matter of days ago, wasn't it? Looks like old Reinhardt and those guys got it wrong this time. That nonsense, the Legatus group, oh really? And as I said in my video, as I said in the same video, what are you going to say if November comes around and then the entire markets take a dump and just completely get destroyed? Then what? You going to really write that off? He said late October. We're past late October. It doesn't count anymore. I'm not listening to that guy anymore. Remember that? You remember me saying that? And here I am talking as if I know for sure Monday morning's going to be, you know, DEFCON 1, the apocalypse on the market. It sure seems like it. We'll just have to watch over the next few days, couple weeks, see what happens. I think Monday will be the telltale sign. You got to be in compliance on Monday. And then, of course, the after effect of the liquidations of the account has to occur. And when they liquidate the accounts, they sell off to the highest bidder. And if there's nobody bidding, because everyone's freaking getting cleaned out, there's no bidders left, what happens to the price of these commodities? Oh, I don't know. They collapse. No more bidders, huh? Still no bidders. Collapses some more. Any new bidders? Anyone bidding on these prices? Nope. Collapses some more. $10 silver? $5 silver? I don't know. Can you imagine $5 silver right now? You crazy? That same amount I told you about could give me 1,000 ounces that I just got out of the coin dealer. Sold 257 coins. I can turn that easily into 1,000 ounces with the same money, basically. A little bit more money. Tiny bit more money. If it goes to $5, that's 2,000 ounces of silver. Of course, you're going to have to go get it somewhere. Hopefully one of these places that sells it will sell it to you at that price. But let me continue with one thing that he said. You know what that will most likely mean for silver. What I just read to you. Another massive slam for the price of silver. The only institutions that can make these kind of margin deposits that are required by the CME Group on Monday morning without selling off their assets are who? Well, of course, the big banks. And voila, massive long people contracts will be liquidated. Like that. Poof. On a brighter note, it is likely the last silver slam we will ever have to ride out, ever. This is the end game of 40 years of computer price manipulation, according to Bix Weir. Now, you're going to say, man, I wish I would have known that before I bought at 30 or 40 or wherever you got in at. Man, that sucks. But none of us, there's not one person out there, not one person out there said exactly what we're seeing right now to the T is going to happen. So just don't buy any silver. Don't do anything yet. It's all good. This will come sooner or later. Because if that was the case, no one would be buying silver. And we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here reading you this right now because the COMEX and the CME Group and JP Morgan would say, hey, we still got plenty of silver and gold. No one's panicking right now. We could just continue this paper Ponzi scheme and keep going. But it was your and my actions and others buying that physical silver, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $49, wherever you got in at, that put this massive pressure. We just depleted the physical. So as he's saying, you may see a freaking COMEX or some kind of massive default going on here shortly. Then what? Then the price of silver and gold go to the freaking moon. And then when it blows past your $20, $30, $40, $50, wherever you got in at, you'll be like, whew, boy, that's nice to see. And thank God I didn't sell mine because I still got it here. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to have the chance that I can get in that market. Now, I don't mean the stock market, but the actual, call Monex, APMEX, Gainesville Coin, somebody, or do it right online on my computer like a little, on a frenzy, on standby, all jittery. What's the price on it? $15, $12, $10, holy crap. Okay, place the order. Boom. Place the order. And then pull it off. That's what I'm going to be like Monday or Tuesday morning, potentially here. It's a risk I had to take. I'm sorry. I couldn't pass that up. Sorry. Couldn't do it. It's got an email here. CME Group clarifies maintenance margin ratios. Exchange to reduce initial margin ratio to 1. And apparently they're doing the reason they're really doing this is for the MF Global, the big giant bankruptcy failure we were talking about the last few days. I'll read this. This came from the CME Group. I'm subscribed to their little newsletters or alerts. CME Group, notice. CME Group clarifies maintenance margin ratios. Exchange to reduce initial margin ratio to 1. CME Group today is clarifying its notice to clearing firms regarding margins. In light of the issues customers transferring out of MF Global are facing, while still maintaining appropriate risk management protections for the market, CME Clearing is setting the initial margin upcharge at 0. This upcharge is normally applied to customer accounts when they are receiving a margin call. The intent and effort of these changes is to decrease the size of any margin calls resulting from the bulk transfer of MF Global customers to new clearing members, not to increase them. Yesterday, CME Group successfully transferred MF Global customer positions to a new clearing member with part but not all of their funds, as approved by the bankruptcy trustee and the court. By reducing the initial margin ratio to 1, we ensure that margin calls that are issued to these transferred MF Global customers will be limited to bringing their accounts into compliance with the lower maintenance margin levels. Maintenance margins are set to provide appropriate risk management coverage. Initial margins are set to provide an additional buffer against future losses in the account. This is a short-term accommodation to maintain market integrity and provide temporary relief to customers whose accounts have been disrupted by this event. We apologize for any confusion our initial advisory may have created. I'm going to have to wait to see what Zero Hedge says on this, because setting the margin ratio to 1, yeah. You're going to have to wait for my comment on that one. So, anyways, I wanted to share what I had to share with you, and that's it for now. If anything changes based off of this update I just got, I'll let you know. But I think this is the same update that they already got. I'm just maybe way down the email list or whatever and got it just now. So, I'll let you know one way or the other. Or if it's nothing, I'm not going to make another video. If there is something to it, I will make another video.